A true classic never goes out of style.
Oh shit, people, it is playtime. So yeah, a new trailer for Curse of Chucky just dropped. Finally, a proper trailer rather than that mishmash of clips from the old movies they released as a teaser trailer a while back, which I gotta admit was a boneheaded move. And I am, for one, excited as hell. It's no secret to anyone who's been watching my stuff for a while that I love slasher movies. I know the genre is fundamentally a little stupid. People love to make fun of how samey they all are. You have your points, I love that shit. Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Prom Night, Terror Train, My Bloody Valentine, all that stuff, I dig it. I love looking at the character of the killer, or even just their outfits and their weapon of choice, just the visuals of it, the fundamental fun of it, the creative kill scenes. I eat that shit like candy, I really do. And Chucky is definitely high on the list of my favorite slasher characters. I've actually been rewatching this series lately because a friend of mine who's getting into slasher movies pretty much fell in love with Chucky at first sight, and we've been watching the movies whenever we found the time for it, and I am so excited to see yet another one, especially because the thing about Chucky is, even when his movies are bad, and let's be fair, some of them really are, Brad Dourif as Chucky makes it worth it every damn time. Like, he is so entertaining in this role, he really made it his character. I generally don't agree with people whenever a remake or a new actor is announced that go like, only one actor can do this character the right way, because I find that to be an insult to the entire craft of acting. Like, it's literally the actor's job to give their spin on a character, you know. But there's no doubt that, like with Doc Bradley as Pinhead, and with Tony Todd as Candyman, and Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger, and so on and so forth, he made the character. He is definitely the reason this character, not just the appearance and the idea, but the personality and the voice that Brad Dourif gives him, makes Chucky an icon. There's no doubt about that. So I'm always happy to see Chucky again, that's for damn sure. There's also just how interesting this franchise is, based on nothing but the fact that the same writer has been behind every single movie. Yeah, that's right, from the start, Don Mancini has written every movie and directed the last 3, which does include Seed of Chucky, but don't worry, Don, I forgive you. The reason I find this so interesting is that it's so unusual for a franchise, especially a horror franchise, to have the same writer. And again, for as bad as some of the movies are, and even then I still very much enjoy them, Don Mancini always seems to try some manner of new angle with Chucky, like, this time he's getting married, this time he's a dad, this time he's in a completely different location, this time he's going about it a little differently, and it comes across as sort of a throw everything at the wall and see what sticks approach, but I feel like it has actually helped flesh Chucky out. Again, even when in a situation like Seed of Chucky, which I would say is the low point of the series, it still lets Chucky emote in different ways and react to different things. Sure, now he's back as a straight-up horror villain, and I thought Curse was pretty fucking good. It definitely has its problems and a few over-the-top moments and such, but watching Chucky go back to being the scary little shit he used to be, that was awesome. And now we get to see him follow Fiona Dora's character to the mental institution she ended up in the last movie. And that is gonna get interesting. I don't have that much to say about the trailer itself. It definitely excites me, but it has more to do with seeing Chucky again and seeing some flashes of, like, him holding a drill and stuff like that gets me like, oh yeah, here we go. But for the most part, it is a fairly standard horror trailer. There are, however, some things about this movie and this trailer that do get me genuinely interested. Like, the title and the setting was always something that got me a little curious about this, because Cult of Chucky at a mental hospital. Where are we going with this? There are definitely some problematic aspects to setting a horror movie in a mental hospital. There's this unfortunate trope that being mentally ill always means you're violent, and I know that's a subject that has been taken up for discussion a lot lately, or, well, maybe not a lot, but definitely comes up every time a movie is released like this, and it is definitely problematic. What I kind of want to see is the fact that a second doll is being introduced in this movie as a therapy doll. Apparently there are more than one Chucky victim, which is very interesting. And I kind of want to see it play on that. Like, I want to see Chucky sort of play up some of the already existing illnesses without necessarily making those illnesses about him, if you get what I mean. Like, I don't want it to turn out to be a bunch of Chucky worshippers outright that ransack the place or something like that. And I don't think that's necessarily what the title refers to. I would love to see Chucky really use the fact that there's a decoy version of him in a different way than he did in the second movie. And for the movie to fuck with us a little, like, use the fact that maybe not all of these people have the most trustworthy perception to mess with us and see what Chucky can go with it. Like, we'll see what happens here. And of course, the real big news is that Andy is back. The kid from the first 3 movies is now all grown up and is apparently going to be one of our main protagonists. Now that is going to rock, I think. Most of these slasher franchises don't really have a hero character that lasts for very long. Like Nancy in the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, she was gone from the second movie and died in the third. And there's... I forget her name now. From Hellraiser, who is pretty much only in the first 2, I think. And then, of course, there's Tommy in the Friday series, who's also around for about 3 movies and then disappears without a goddamn trace. And of course, there's Dr. Loomis, Donald Pleasence from Halloween, who's probably the most well-known and the strongest example of a recurring horror movie hero in a slasher movie franchise where the killer is usually the star. And bringing Andy back sounds like a lot of fun. I just really want them to explain what the hell was up with those credit sequences in Curse of Chucky. In case you don't remember, Curse of Chucky had 2 post-credit scenes. One where it seems like he's, well, oh, sorry, spoilers for those that haven't seen Curse. One where he seemingly transfers his soul to the little girl from the movie. But then without explanation, we cut to him being delivered to Andy's house with Andy just fucking shooting him right away. It's an awesome scene. It's a great cameo. But I'm kind of wondering if they will manage to weave those 2 scenes into the continuity, or if they will just retcon them all together. I mean, at the time, they were definitely meant more as bonuses than as sequel bait. It definitely comes off that way because they kind of contradict each other. But considering the fact that Curse managed to weave Bride and Seed into the story, even though they could easily have ignored those are generally the ones that people are a bit iffy about. Even though they could have just ignored those and went, oh, this is a different timeline where they didn't happen. No, they were a part of the plot. Like, they happened. So I can't help but wonder if Mancini is going to pull some tricks out of his sleeve and weave these 2 post-credit scenes into it and give us a really good reason why Andy is going to be the protagonist of this. I want to see Andy versus Chucky. I really, really do. So, definitely excited. So yeah, man, I'm definitely excited. It's unfortunate that it won't see a theatrical release. It's going to be direct to DVD, direct to Blu-ray. And, you know, that's just what happens sometimes. But even if it happens to be bad, I think it will actually be pretty good. If Curse is any indication, then this should be pretty enjoyable to watch. But even if it fails in all other aspects, there's always Brett Dourif as Chucky to look forward to. I love his take on this role, and I will always tune in to see more of him. So yeah, those were my brief thoughts, not so much about the trailer, but more about Child's Play as a whole and where I hope Cult of Chucky will go. If you like this little vlog, please press the like button and leave me a comment about what you think Cult of Chucky is gonna be like, what your favorite Child's Play movie is, what your favorite Chucky movie is. Let's get some talk going about Chucky and Child's Play. And of course, if you want to see more of these vlogs, or you want to see my reviews, my recommendations, my top 10s, all that good stuff, please go right ahead and press the subscribe button, and I will be back with more fun for you later. See you next time, folks!